Today we're just going to have a grill side chat. I'm going to talk about it's been almost a year since I purchased the Galaxie. I made the original, looked at the car and originally made a purchase agreement on the 27th of August. I went and paid for the car and got the title on the 29th of August. And the guy was kind enough to let me leave it at his place in his garage until I got the Bel Air out and took it up to my dad's house in Romeo. So I'd have room for the Galaxie here, and I had it delivered on September 4th. So I've had it almost a year now. I purchased this car, as I said, as a winter project, and it's just, dragged over into the summer where I get busy with work and other things I enjoy, like gardening. But I still have been working on it a bit, and now that we're heading into fall, I'll be able to spend more time tackling things on it, like the convertible top, which I've decided to do myself. I mean, I could pay them, $2,500, put a top on it at the trim shop, or I could spend $500 on a top and a few $100s on tools and learn how to do it myself. I'm a hands-on learner. I gotta get my hands on things to learn how to do it. You could sit there and lecture me for days on how to do the top, and I guarantee you it won't do any good until I actually physically get my hands on it and do it. That's just the way I learn. Well, that is it for the grill side chat here, and now let's get on with the video. Today I'm working on these vent window regulators, and this is the one out of the car. You can see how it works. But the teeth, when it's closed, which that way is closed right there, the teeth are all hogged off. You can still turn this. So they've just really cranked on the window to try and close it, and that stripped the teeth on this gear. And the only way you can get this gear out is to grind these rivets off and get that shaft out. Now Bill Lane gave me a wing window regulator, and this one I can see some damage on the teeth, but they're still there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both these apart. This one, you can see it's kind of oblong there. It's not round like this one. So I'm going to use this housing. I'm going to use the best of the two and make one good window regulator. And because these things are hard to find and they're expensive when you find them, so I'm going to first grind this off so I can get this out. I'm going to do it to this one first because I could lube up this one and put that piece back on here and put it in the car as is, and it would work, but I want it to last, so I'm going to take it apart and try and do it right. So I'm just going to grind the aluminum down enough to get that plate off. Alright, you get the picture, so I'm just going to horse around with this until it's off. Alright, so I got this one totally apart. This is the worm gear that looks pretty good still. And this is the gear that's mashed over. I could probably get most of that back out and make that usable again, but I'm going to take this one apart. I think this one, the gear is better, so let me get this one apart and we'll go from there. You can see the teeth are messed up on this other one too, and I was just kind of trying to tap them out. You got to be careful with aluminum. You can work hard in it. It makes it really brittle. So I'm just kind of very lightly tapping this thing back into shape. It's still got a bit hogged out there, but this will work until I can find a really good one. I don't have my TIG welder here, otherwise I could put a little bit of weld on it and then file it until it's right, which my TIG welder's at my brother's, so I could easily go out there and use it. I don't have a 50 amp 220 outlet here to run it, so that's why it's at my brother's. So I'm just gonna tap away at it and maybe do a little filing and we'll get it working. I'm just barely tapping it. You don't want to get hog wild with it. See how it's hogged out there a little bit, but I'm tapping the aluminum back into that where it's hogged out enough to where it might work. Might get something a little flatter that I can get right into the tooth and push with that. Just a piece of flat bar stock here. Oops. See, it's starting to go back into shape. That one needs a little bit more tapping right in there. It's looking pretty darn good. I think I might just get in there and clean that out and then see what I have to do to finish it up, but that looks like it will work. Now I'm just going to sit here with my little keyhole file and just kind of make sure there's no burrs and just kind of clean everything up. Alright, I'm going to do this and then I'll show you when it's ready to go together. Well, that's about the best it's going to get, and I did put the gear in here and kind of move it, and it seems like it'll go through there pretty good. So I'm going to put it together and hope for the best. If it doesn't work, well, I've lost nothing. I'll just have to hunt for another regulator. Alright, this is all regulator components, so this washer goes in there. I gotta put grease and everything, then this goes down in here. This has a stop there and there that hits the, there's a stop in there, and that only goes so far, but I'm gonna grease that before I put it in. And then this goes in, this washer goes on here, this washer goes on here, and then this plate will be what, you know, rivets on there, right there. So yeah, it's pretty simple apparatus. So anyway, I'm not gonna be able to video it because I'm gonna have caked in grease hands, because I'm gonna pack this full of grease as I put it together. But I just wanted to kind of show you what all was inside one of these window regulators. Now that my hands are all cleaned up, yeah, and it's all packed full of white lithium grease. So this was the part that goes on the bottom, and there was a thrust washer. I showed it. I should have showed it before I put it together, but I did show it and pass those pieces that were laying in the bottom of the door. So the thrust washer I set in there with grease, then this. And then I took a big socket that fit over that and just tapped it down in. Then I tapped these edges over here and here, just to there and there, just to kind of, you know, so it doesn't pop out again. But yeah, it totally works. And what do you say we install it? And I peened these over too. I just beat them with a ball peen hammer. I ground around it so I'd still have something to peen off. Over these I just ground off because this was egg shaped. See how it's kind of smushed here? But I could probably unsmush, you know, open that up carefully, and then if I had to I could drill it and put, you know, screws in there or whatever to hold the plate on, because sometimes, like GM, these were really light duty and they always popped off this plate. And what I found, put the plate back on, peen what you can over, drill it, tap it, and put a screw in there, and the GM regulators never come apart again. But yeah, there we go. That's the vent window regulator for the driver's door, basically repaired. I put the wing in, but it's not glued. I did clean that up, so when I go to glue it, it'll stick with panel adhesive. But I wanted to just put that in so when I do my panel adhesive job on the other things, I can stick this at the same time, and then I don't have to, you know, it's done. I'm not gonna attach the crank because I want to be able to not crank the window open. This weather strip up here, it gets caught because this thing is not glued on, so this window tends to drop up here and catch the weather strip. See, because it's not attached to the frame there, holding it back that way. But it works. Works nice and smooth. Yeah. Well, I'll keep my eye out. You know, if I find another regulator, I'll for the wing window, I'll definitely get it. But it's not like a big deal. That one works. It works super nice. But I'll glue it so that I can close it tightly, you know, so it doesn't hit that weather strip up there. There we go. It looks like the weather stripping actually needs to be glued back in there. It looks like it was folded in, closed on the window. So I might put some weather strip adhesive in here, and I got to do that on the other window. Maybe jam some popsicle sticks between the window and the rubber to hold it tight against where it needs to be glued. But that is closed tight, and it's gonna stay that way until I get that bonded. I don't want to take a chance on messing something up. That's why I'm just leaving the window crank off. Well, that's it for this video. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I got to water the gardens. Plants are starting to wilt. It's another warm, sunny, dry day here in Michigan. But if you like the video, definitely hit the like button because it helps me out, gets me more views, earns me some more money. If you like my channel and want to see this neat old Galaxie all finished up, subscribe to my channel by hitting that 348 icon, and thank you for watching my videos.